what's happening? We're having a little fun here.
Yeah.
It's a little cold outside. Shawn, Clement, Connor O'Shea, Maddie behind the 1s and 2s. We got drivers in our hand. It's a big show. We've had a couple questions on how do you basically hit a driver? How do you hit a driver high enough?
Yep.
All that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the question was, well, I'm hitting my 7-iron 170. I can't get my driver much past that because it's too low. So we're going to answer this question, tackle it from a bunch of different fronts, but obviously something that's consistent, and the theme of this show is how does the tool work? Yes.
And how do you need to set up so that you can use the tool effectively? So Shawn, you want to take it away?
Sure. So we talked about, all the clubs we talked about so far are designed to peel the ball off the turf. Even a fairway wood is designed to, scuff the turf on the way through. Now, you'll notice when we put the ball on a tee, this driver, you notice the club face itself is a much higher club face than the average and is designed to catch the ball on the way up. It's got the least amount of loft. So what's going to give you the most amount of distance is a nice launch angle, right? So you want to launch it pretty high and you want to have the least amount of spin on the ball to maximize that distance. So, because if the ball spins too much, it's just going to shoot up, right? It's going to balloon up and not go anywhere, and you won't get a lot of roll on it. And if you don't have enough launch, well, what happens is the ball won't carry far enough, and you're going to lose distance because of the friction on the turf. So if you have a ball and a tee, now let me, before I do that, pardon me, if I had a ball on a string, here's a good way to understand it. Notice the tee that I have here. If I twirl this ball, notice the low point of the ball right now is in front of that tee. So if I had a 7-iron in my hands, well, that would be advantageous because I'm catching the ball first, then I'm catching that divot. So the divot comes out after the ball. Now, if I'm hitting a driver, I want to move more back this way, and I'm going to catch the tip of the tee more on the way up. Now, because we're playing the ball more forward, Connor, you can take this away. Yep. What do you need to do with your stance?
So, two things, and a lot of people are kind of freak out when they have to set up this way the first time because they're afraid they're going to miss the ball. But don't worry, you'll hit it, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to set up to the bottom of your swing. We're going to put the ball a little bit further forward, which is going to allow you, like Shawn said, to hit the ball on the way up. Okay, but you'll notice if the driver head is going up, the face and the path are also going to the left. So in order to kind of like get the ball to go where you want, set up here and just aim your body a little bit to the right, okay? And that should allow you to get that face to be pretty flush or pretty square when you hit it. Hogan did it, right, Shawn?
Yes.
A lot of the greats did it. Okay, and then one other thing that, more specifically for advanced players is if they're hitting the ball consistently and they're worried about the contact point on the face, if you're hitting it too low, okay, probably what's happening is you're hitting it low on the face, and when you hit it low on the face, what happens is the club face actually tips down like that, which initially launches it low, like Shawn said, but then it spins a lot and climbs up. So ideally, the contact point for the face, if you're like an advanced golfer, would be kind of the middle or just above the middle, right in here, okay? Because if you hit it right up in there, what happens is the face actually tips back a little bit, which helps launch the ball even higher, and it's like a high
top spin forehand.
Yeah, it's like high R.A. Dickey knuckleball, just bomb.
That's it.
Okay?
Well, if to add to what Connor just mentioned there, if we go back to that ball on a string, take a nice plastic tee, or you go to those driving ranges where you got those rubber tees, and pretend the club head is that ball on a string, and you're allowing that ball on a string to move around, the center of your swing is right here. That's the low point right there. So notice how I'm just nipping the tip of the tee on the way up with the sole of my club. So now when you put a ball down, if you keep your eyes on the tee and feel like you're going to clip the tip of the tee on the way up, then what happens, that contact that Connor was talking about, see where that planted right there? Now notice all the white marks on the bottom of my club. That's the tee being cut. And if I cut the tip of the tee there, well, guess where the ball's going to hit? The ball's going to hit in the center or slightly above center of the equator, like Connor mentioned.
Perfect. So we'll wrap that up. A lot of people are complexed or enamored with how to hit a driver. Don't worry, you know, we're here for you. It's the fastest moving club. It has the least amount of loft. It's like driving a Ferrari. If you're not comfortable driving a Honda, then the Ferrari's probably not going to help you out too much.
Well, that's it. So you don't want to, you don't want to drive a Ferrari with the Honda suspension either.
Right, no doubt. Right. Okay, so you know how to use the tool. Give it a go. Send us maybe a video of your setup with a driver and try hit a couple. You know, set up back here like Shawn and I suggested. You know, I know it'll look weird maybe at first, but give it a go, and hopefully the results are something that you're pumped about.
Awesome.